Amazon offers the best. Oh, yeah, baby. That's what I'm talking about. That's it right there, babies. Oh, yeah. Yeah, shut up. Jesus. That Crash guy won't shut his face. How the heck are we supposed to do a show live at 5? Right here on HTLA Radio 1, New York's best talk, of course, your coffee and cigarettes Wednesday grinder. That's what we got rolling today. You betcha, all kinds of stuff on the show today, including a super special live news bulletin right at the top of the show here, but we'll get to that in just a minute. Also, today on the big show, of course, we're talking about Canada. Yes, they're record-setting today. Yes, a 3-hour Canadian tornado recorded today is likely one of the world's longest on record. Also looking at Obama news today, Obama is working overtime to sell that Iran deal. It's almost like he's a telemarketer, isn't it? Trying to sell you something over and over and over again. And also today, we've got cop news aplenty. Yes, as an officer has been charged with murder in Ohio's motorist death. Well, another officer stalked his ex-wife before killing her, new GPS data shows. Damn. And it's a white ex-wife, too, and a white officer. Yeah, there's no race here. Ah, damn, I guess that's not news. Oh, well, we got more news. Yes, in other stories we're following today, I'm going to tell you about a representative, Chaka Fattah. Yes, he's a black Democrat, and he's charged today with trying to hide $1 million deal. Yeah. Got some Trump news, too. A fact check. We got Donald Trump's take on the Wisconsin budget. That ought to be good. At least I'm thinking it ought to be good. Well, hey, wherever you are, come on in, grab a cup, have a seat, light one up, guys. It is your coffee time. It is your coffee time. 5:03 in the big city of New York right now, coming to you live from HTLA Studio 2 in downtown Manhattan. Actually, to be precise, number 2 Times Square. Yes, we are right there. Just down the street and around the corner from Grand Central Station and, well, Gilbert's house. But we'll get that to that in a minute, of course. Welcome to the show today, your Wednesday grinder for HTLA, brought to you by the fine folks at PreSonus. Of course, the one, the only Kissy Springer is in the booth with us today, pushing the buttons and making everything go on that 24/42 digital broadcast mixer that now she is almost adept at. She's just about got it all down, so yeah, for anything in audio, professional or otherwise, digital or analog, get on over to PreSonus.com. Check out all the good stuff they got for you today. And speaking of good stuff that I got for you today, how about some Tim Hortons New York City? That's right, 8 locations in the city to serve all your coffee and baked goods needs. And hey, no strategically placed video cameras in the bathroom. That's right, Tim Hortons, always fresh. And as we move on through the show today, I want to do some shout-outs and thank yous, of course, to the one, the only Devlon Crawford, HTLA's First Lady. The interns in the house today, Miss Leanne Thomas from Nashville. Yes, one of our favorites here at HTLA. Also, Stacy Watts. Yeah, there's Stacy. She's in the live chat room today. She's supporting, yeah, representing, I guess what they say now, those damn crazy kids. Get. Well, that's good. And hey, we got a hell of a show for you. Also want to do some shout-outs to Tony Jones. Well, let's see. Mom, Phyllis Griffiths, Devlon Crawford, of course. Elisa Dyer Jessberger. And, of course, the one, the only, Alan Soriano. Yes, it's almost like he's a wrestler, but no, he's not. No, he's not. Well, hey, I don't do this show alone. No, I don't. Despite what good old Apocalypse says, he says that I'm just all of everything, and come listen to this guy. No, he said that. Check it out.
Hey, what's up out there? This is Apocalypse. I want to recommend HTLA Radio 1 New York. It produces such great shows like Coffee and Cigarettes or Crash Talk. Let me just tell you, This guy produces so much good stuff. Everything is either educational or witty, but no matter what, you'll get fine entertainment. Never miss out.
And yes, I know. I'm fully aware of the fact that he did say that our shows were educational, and that's, well, you know, if you want to call it that, sure, go for it. Also want to welcome Phil DeYoung. Of course, he's the HTLA listener with the sister with a sweet ass. That's right. He's in the house today. How's it going, Phil? Oh, yeah. So I guess I got to move on now. Let's introduce the guest/co-host, which you've already heard one making noises. Yes, there he is. So I know he's ready to go. How about the one, the only Louis Lawless, the film director extraordinaire, 35 Academy Award nominations through his 40-year film and television career, doing all kinds of neat stuff like the A-Team television series. He did that. Is all kinds of stuff. And, yeah, never won a single bloody one. Are you there, sir?
We were 5 steps away from winning the Academy Award.
Right.
And we did.
Not a bloody thing. Oh, yeah, well, you can laugh like you ever won one. Yeah.
Can you give me any help for $25,000?
Well, you know, I actually gave my last 5 to Starvin' Marvin in the street.
All right, go a half an hour. Do I get $50,000?
$50,000 for half an hour. What do you need all this money for, Louis?
I need to try and raise $25,000 to enter in the Academy Awards.
Right.
And I think it's a fantastic risk.
Okay.
Because we have a tremendous chance. There's about 200 members that vote on it, and they all get. You have to give them a DVD now.
Oh. A DVD, you say? Yeah. Let's see now. $25,000,
yes.
And we do the math there. Figure out there's roughly 200 Academy Award voting members.
Yes.
And that's like $125 a DVD. That's. I think Office Depot sees you coming.
Yes.
Yeah.
You being Catholic, you realize that you can have birth control. You realize that?
I do, but it just feels weird. Yeah. Well, Haiti, Heidi, and Hody to all the folks out there. Good morning, good evening, good afternoon, whatever it may be to you. Of course, right here in downtown New York, yes, it's 5:08 p.m. And coming to us from about 8 blocks down the street, as you full well know already, is the one, the only Gilbert Gottfried. Yeah. And Gilbert, do your intro today. Can you get it right? Yeah.
And this is that up.
No. Okay. Yes, of course you screwed that up, you little idiot. Yeah. Oh, what are you going to do?
They get crazy because all of a sudden nobody loves them.
Well, I know, Louis. I know. We're going to get to all that and so much more today on the show. There's just so much to cover, and I just don't know where to start. Oh, wait. Yes, I do. Yes, I do. Right here. Oh, yes. Live from HTLA Studio 2 in downtown Manhattan. Yes, it's time for your HTLA Top of the News special report today. Yes, I'm going to lie to you more than Brian Wilson ever could. Yes, I am. All right, well, in the news today, topping the stories of all stories, this one was actually just sent to me by my mom. I'm not even kidding. My mom sent it. Yeah. Yeah, there we go. We gotta keep that dramatic music going.
Yes.
There you go, Kissy. You're doing a fine job today. Yes. Well, today, an Alabama man. Yes, it's true, folks. Get away from your Walmarts. An Alabama man, indeed, caught having sex with a pig in the Walmart bathroom. Yes, the story comes to us from News 8. Yes, Marvin Halbert of Birmingham, Alabama, is in police custody today after Walmart workers found him having, quote, inappropriate relations with a farm pig. Of course, at the Superstore restroom. Yes, customers reported hearing loud squealing coming from the bathroom and in the back area of the store near the layaway department. Oh, yes. An eyewitness said her 7-year-old son went in to use the restroom and came out screaming,
Mommy, Mommy, a man in the bathroom is holding a pig really close.
Well, confused, the woman alerted a store clerk and was informed already that they had several complaints about noise in the restroom.
Yeah.
Yes. Raymond Cooper, an employee in the Walmart store, said he was the one that ran in and saved the pig. Yes, he said, when I went into the bathroom, I heard squealing from inside a stall. I told the man to open up, but he couldn't, so I kicked it in. That crazy-ass fool, for real, was doing a pig. I socked him in the face and grabbed the pig. That fool was out cold. Well, shortly after the police arrived and took Halbert into custody, according to reports, Halbert just cried, saying, I want my piggy back. Well, he later told police he had nowhere else to take his pig for alone time. His wife had just kicked him out of the house once she found out the longtime pet was her husband's new lover. Halbert was seen on surveillance cameras sneaking into Walmart's loading dock and slipping undetected into a back restroom. Halbert is currently being charged with indecent exposure and cruelty to animals. They tried to release the pig to his wife, Patty, but she, of course, refused the slut. The pig, which Halbert called Snuggums, has now been placed with the Humane Society for adoption. So any prospective horny owners out there, you can get right on over there and get yourself some sloppy seconds.
Yes.
I'd like to welcome the one, the only, yes, the lady from Texas herself, the fine lady, yes, Sharon Chesley is indeed in the house today. Frickin' finally. Yes, we got some new additions, of course, to the ladies of HTLA.
Yes.
Yeah. We got Sharon and Dev, and of course now we got Leanne Thomas and Stacy Watts bringing up the rear. Oh, but don't worry, they're not bringing up all the rear. They got a whole lot up front, too. That's right. Actually, from some of the little pics I'm seeing here, they're looking better than Phil's sister. I bet that's a relief. Maybe Phil can move on.
Yes.
Maybe. Oh, love, what a trite thing.
That was a mistake on my part.
What, the pig or moving on?
It's about fucking time. Move on. Move on.
Oh, I see there's still something we need to talk about, Kissy. Yeah, you're supposed to hit the button when he says that special word. Remember? Well, moving on today, we got some record-setting stuff in the news today. That's right, and it comes from Canada. Yeah. Who could have figured that crap out? I did not know that.
Yes.
Look at that. Well, a massive tornado today that roared across the Canadian province of Manitoba was on the ground for nearly 3 hours, likely one of the longest on record absolutely in Canada. And they're saying now, perhaps the world. No injuries or deaths were reported. The longest tornado recorded is the infamous tri-state tornado that lasted for about 3.5 hours, ravaging the... Well, wait a minute. That's longer than 3. What the hell is going on? Yeah, geez. Okay. Well, Midwest, of course, back in March of 1925. Oh, yes, we all remember that one. Yeah. Well, the path, length, and distance of the Manitoba tornado might be shorter, but the duration may be comparable. Randy Cerveny, a reporter of climate and weather extremes for the World Meteorological Association, said that referring to reports that the Canadian tornado may not have moved as far distance-wise as the 1925 twister, the tornado tore a path through rural southwest Manitoba, reported Environment Canada, in the Canadian version of USA's National Weather Service, also known as Environmente du Canada. Yes, it damaged trees, power poles, farms, and roads. It missed every town in its path. Well, that's not like the American luck.
Yeah.
This was probably one of the longest on-the-ground tornadoes we've had in Manitoba or on the prairies. Natalie Hassel, Environment Canada's warning preparedness meteorologist, said today. That's right. David Willis, an expert in tornadoes with Environment Canada, said if it is determined that the tornado was on the ground for 3 hours, that would likely be among the longest tornado tracks in Canada, perhaps the longest, he told the Winnipeg newspaper, in the world. Well, of course, he'd tell them that. Winnipeg newspaper doesn't know nothing. That's right. Environment Canada meteorologist Mike McDonald. I wonder if he's related to Frankie. Well, he called it a rare event because tornadoes rarely stay on the ground longer than a few minutes in Canada. Why? Are they afraid to get dirty? Well, to be on the ground for 2.5 to 3 hours is absolutely phenomenal. To miss everything basically is a miracle, he told the CBC. The tornado was part of a wild weather system that brought also snow to cold parts of the U.S. Rocky Mountains and ferocious winds and accumulating hail to northern plains. The pattern should not happen in July, says the Weather Service forecast office in Billings in a tweet. Oh, well, so you know it shouldn't have happened. It's in a tweet. There it is. Well, moving on today, Obama news. Yeah, we got Obama going on there, and what do you think he's doing? Man, he's got his sleeves rolled up. He's all sweaty. He actually looks in the photos like just before he was elected. You know, when somebody actually came up to him and said, you know, if you win, you're going to have to give them change, right? Well, in Washington today, it's going to be hard for congressional opponents to derail the Iran nuclear agreement, of course, but President Obama and aides are mounting an aggressive campaign for it anyway. They've got a stockpile of machine guns and grenades. Well, from the golf course to White House receptions to private briefings behind closed doors, Obama and other backers of the deal are busy making the case that it will deny Iran the ability to make nuclear weapons and remove the prospect of military confrontation with Tehran. In making its case, the Obama administration is facing a Republican-run Congress where leaders say the inspection system outlined in the agreement is leaky and will give Iran all kinds of room to cheat, like a month's notice before inspection. Well, the congressional Republicans have the numbers to force through a resolution of disapproval of the agreement. Obama says he will veto that, forcing opponents to round up a 2/3 vote to actually defeat the bill. I'm confident that we can prevail, Treasury Secretary Jack Lew told reporters Wednesday, but I think the burden is also on us to make the case. Obama himself is taking an active role, from phone calls to personal appeals. Earlier this month, he played a round of golf with a unique set of partners, 3 House Democrats who will be voting on the Iran agreement. Late today, Obama hosts a working reception in the White House for House Democrats to discuss his legislative priorities, including the Iran agreement, according to his schedule. Obama disputes the idea that all amounts of lobbying, he does dispute the idea that this amounts to just lobbying. The president said this week that he and his high-profile aides, such as Lew, Secretary of State John Kerry, and Energy Secretary Ernest Moniz are simply presenting the facts of an agreement that they say would shut down the potential pathways to Iranian nuclear weapons. It accomplishes our goal, which is making sure Iran does not have a nuclear weapon, Obama told reporters during his recent trip to Africa. In fact, it accomplishes that goal better than any alternative that has been suggested thus far. Under the agreement, the United States and allies will reduce economic sanctions on Iran as it gives up the means to make nuclear weapons. Critics say sanctions elimination will provide Iran millions of dollars in which to finance terrorism, full stop. Senator John McCain, chairman of the Senate Armed Services Committee, said during a hearing today that the Iran agreement not only paves Iran's path to a nuclear capability, it will further Iran's emergence as a dominant military power in the Middle East. A 60-day time limit for congressional review of the deal expires in late September. The administration's selling efforts also target another audience, popular opinion, according to a CNN ORC poll this week. 52% of respondents says Congress should reject the Iran deal, and 44% said lawmakers should approve it. And as I said yesterday, majority rules piss off. Well, most congressional Republicans have indicated opposition to the agreement. Some Democrats have expressed skepticism, and they still are the focus of the Obama administration's sales efforts. Republican minorities, currently 246 to 188 in House, and 54 of 100 senators can push through a resolution of disapproval. An Obama veto would require critics to muster a two-thirds override vote, an impossible task if Democrats stick together, the primary goal of agreement supporters. One House Democrat, Rep. Grace Meng of New York, came out against the agreement today, saying that almost all of Iran's nuclear infrastructure would remain intact. This leads me to believe that Iran would simply resume its pursuit of a nuclear weapon at the conclusion of the deal in a decade's time. The Obama administration is also getting help from the outside. On Wednesday, a coalition of political groups presented petitions to members of Congress on behalf of the Iran nuclear agreement. Neil Skroka, a spokesperson with the Democracy for America movement, said there have been previous incidents in which congressional Democrats have snatched defeat from the jaws of victory, and grassroots organizations want to make sure that doesn't happen this time. Noting that Democrats are being pressured by anti-agreement forces in and out of Congress, Stroka said that groups want to show members that the base of the Democratic Party wants this deal done. They don't want another war in the Middle East. No, it wouldn't be there. It would be here, and it would be raining fire, pillars of holy fire. Each week, until our demands are met.
Yes.
That's right. So every week we could, look forward to a new city of nuclear devastation.
Always with a female having a relationship, married or single, it's always better that they do the leaving.
Mm-hmm.
If you do the leaving, it creates that lingering thing. You know what I mean?
It never ceases to amaze me, Louis, your views on nuclear policy. No, it's that's some good stuff right there, Louis. Keep it up. I'll love it. Thank you very much.
Oh, can we cuss? Can I cuss as I always do on the show?
Who am I to say no? I mean, come on. Of course you can.
Yes.
Yeah. Yes, I'm enjoying my Tim Hortons fine dark roast today, and you can too. That's right. Get on down there. Tim Hortons, always fresh. Yeah. Wow, I'm a corporate bitch, aren't I?
I'm just slutting for coffee.
All right, well, listen, don't touch that dial. We got lots more news coming up, of course, all the bad cop news. And the bad cop news is up next. We'll be back in 2.
You've got it locked to HTLA Radio 1, New York.
What if there was a coffee that was sourced from some of the world's most renowned growing regions, abundant with rich, fertile soil? What if this coffee was picked at the perfect moment, then packed meticulously and shipped carefully to be roasted under the watchful eye of coffee masters? What if it was expertly blended, ground, and sealed, ensuring maximum flavor and freshness, then brewed in small batches and always served fresh within 20 minutes, just the way you like it? Now, what if this coffee just happened to be the coffee you already know and love? Tim Hortons. Always fresh. Always great tasting coffee.
Automatic freshness, softness, and static control has never been easier with the Bounce Dryer Bar. I just stick it to the inside of my dryer, and I never have to remember.
Oh, Spice Body Spray makes you smell like power! It's so powerful it sells itself in other people's commercials. You smell like outdoor freshness.
You smell like power.
Yeah, I do. Power! Power!
When we arrived at our hotel in New York, the porter was so incredibly careless with our bags. And the room they gave us, it was
beautiful.
A broom closet.
But the
worst part was the shower. My wife drying herself with the
Egyptian cotton towels.
Shower curtain defined that whole vacation for her. Don't just visit New York.
Visit TripAdvisor New York.
With millions of reviews, a visit to TripAdvisor makes any destination better.
Glasses. White Rum has a new captain. Introducing the all-new Captain Morgan White Rum. 5 times distilled for a smoother taste.
We're New York's best talk radio, HTLA Radio 1.
Don't forget to follow us on our Facebook page.
That's right.
On Twitter. And on Instagram.
That's right. Yeah, don't go in and, give them the URLs from, God or anything. Well, what do you want to know? What do you want to do? Not much else you can do.
Sex is only the tip of the iceberg.
I know. Well, we'll try and abstain. At least through the second segment, we won't bang each other. How's that?
That's the famous story about Jerry Lee Lewis. You heard that story, haven't you?
Yeah.
Sitting behind his desk at Paramount, talking with big executives and TV people, and all of a sudden the chick pops up underneath, wipes off her mouth, and walks out the door, and Jerry doesn't have an eye.
Louis, when you said you heard about that before, I said yes. Gilbert, what did you say?
Yes.
Yes, of course. We've heard it, Well, okay, fine, whatever.
No, I don't, because I asked him. I said, "Well, fly out here and I'll film you."
I don't know who you're talking about now. You've lost me. You
know how to spell my last name on the check, right? It's Louis Lawler.
Yeah, well, that's all that matters, isn't it? It's out here. Don't worry. We're going to get now to the stories, Louis.
It's just life, and I love doing it. I love doing these kind of stories anyway.
Welcome back to the big show. Of course, your coffee and cigarettes Wednesday grinder today, the 29th of July, 2015, HTLA or Radio 1, New York's best talk. That's right, where it is 91 degrees, Central Park, sunny skies. Oh, my God, what the hell are we doing in here?
Yes.
That was a mistake on my part.
Yeah, we'll blame you. Yeah. Well, it's time. Yes, it is. Sharon, get that finger in my anus. It's time to move on. Yes.
About fucking time. Move on. Move on.
That's good. I see Kissy still working the button.
Yeah.
Come on, Kissy. Smart. No, you gotta beep him when he says that shit. We can't have all this fucking swearing on here. Oh. Sorry.
Yes.
Yeah. All right. Well, it's working with all the professionals I do day in, day out.
Yes.
It's difficult when I can refrain from swearing, but nobody else can.
Yes.
It's not. It's not fair. It's not cool.
Yes.
And I'm not okay with this. For fuck's sake. Well, whatever. I didn't start it, bitches. That's right. It wasn't me. Let's blame the black girl. That's right, and that's just further to why black lives don't matter. There you go. See? Before, when we had Jenny McCartney, of course,
yes.
That was great, because every time she screwed up, that was, a 5-minute blowjob under the desk, right? But, Kissy, well, I mean, I guess she's pretty for a black girl.
Yes.
I guess, but not really Crash's cup of tea, so she's really got nothing to offer me, and I don't like hearing I'm sorry, Crash. No.
You know why, Chris? Because you're such a control freak, you don't want anyone to tell you what to do.
Really? Is that? Yeah? You think so, huh?
No. No, I don't.
That's fine. That's fine. You can be that way. I'm going to be the way I am. And NAACP, I'm not taking your calls. No. But the NAACP ain't got nothing on me because they're busy with some other cops. Yes, they are. An officer charged today with murder in Ohio, motorist's death. Yes, Cincinnati today. University of Cincinnati police officer. That's not a police officer. He's school security. What the? Yes, a University of Cincinnati security officer.
Yes.
I love how all the school security, the white, I should say, school security officers, they all get upgraded to full police officers in the news when they shoot a black person. Okay. Well, he was indicted today on murder charges for fatally shooting a motorist during a traffic stop on July 19th. It's the first time an officer in Cincinnati has been charged with murder for killing someone while on duty. Ray Tensing, 25 years old, faces 15 years to life in prison if he's convicted. The decision came after 12 Hamilton County, Ohio citizens reviewed evidence all day Monday as part of a grand jury investigation into the incident, which has put the city on edge and rekindled worries about the sometimes strained relationship between police and African Americans in Cincinnati. The University of Cincinnati shut down its campus and canceled classes today in anticipation of the announcement and subsequent rioting and shoes going on sale on eBay. Well, the real police, yes, of course, the Ohio Highway Patrol troopers.
Yes.
Well, they were actually seen entering the campus late this morning. He purposely killed them, says Hamilton County Prosecutor Joe Dieters. He should never have been a police officer. Well, it's a good thing he wasn't. Dieters said in his office that his office reviewed hundreds of police shootings. This is without question a murder, he said. Tensing shot and killed Samuel Dubois, who is black, after stopping his car in Mount Auburn for having a missing front plate on July 19th. The officer's body camera captured video of the shooting that prosecutors say was crucial to the investigation. The video reviewed by the Cincinnati Enquirer indicates that Dubois, 43, was shot to death after a calm exchange. There was no violence or physical altercation shown, and Dubois does not appear to be belligerent, aggressive, or indeed armed. Yes. It appeared that Dubois' vehicle starts to move only after a shot is fired. This is significant because Tensing told authorities he had been dragged by the vehicle. Tensing is expected to be arrested today. He was also indicted on a lesser charge of voluntary manslaughter as an option for jurors during the trial. Yeah, they don't need it here. This guy even looks like a white supremacist. Yeah. You know that look, Gilbert.
Yes.
Yeah, the shaved head.
Yes.
and the lanky, crazed look in the eyes. Yeah. You know, normally I'm all about defending white cops who get accused of this crap.
Yes.
But no, this is a little mother effer who's, well, he's going to get life. Yeah. Well, Tensing is expected to be arrested today. He also was indicted on that lesser charge of voluntary manslaughter, of course. After the shooting, the University of Cincinnati Police Chief Jason Goodrich said that Tensing spotted Dubois driving without a front license plate near the campus and followed him about a half mile. Tensing asked for a driver's license, which Dubois couldn't produce. He gave the officer an unopened bottle of alcohol instead. Well, yeah, okay, there's probable cause right there. Yeah. No, I suppose we just let him go so he can continue his drunk rampage through the city, smashing into school buses and minivans and young white families. And
my film, Unrepentant, did very well in Europe.
Yes, that film, Unrepentant, yes, that incredible documentary that was also nominated for Academy Award in 2009. Louis, I hate to break this to you, but you've got about as much good, new, recent information as Frankie McDonald.
Yes.
Oh, and because Kissy is new, she doesn't know that after that first segment, we're supposed to go to the Frankie McDonald weather. No, she doesn't. But, well, if she doesn't want to get fired from the old lady upstairs, I guess we better do that. But I'm going to finish this damn story about this racist white man killing the black. Yes, of course, the opened bottle of alcohol instead, of course. The two men struggled at the door of the car, and Tensing fired once, fatally striking Dubois in the head, Goodrich said. The car traveled a block further before coming to rest on a narrow sidewalk, authorities said. Many in the community had questioned that version of events. Dieters called Tensing's version of events absolute nonsense. He said Tensing was not dragged, as he claimed in the police report, but fell backwards after he shot Dubois. Well, it's like, how do you do that? You know, how do you go in and write up a report that's like, well, it's almost like, we'll see. It's really going to depend on a number of factors, including, well, are you really ready? You know. Yeah, so good luck to him in court there, not looking too happy or sexy for him, that idiot.
Yes.
He's just an idiot. I don't know what else to say about it there, you know? Yeah. Well, as far as the interaction goes, it was caught on video. Tensing asks for Dubois' driver's license, of course. Dubois tells him he has a license. You can run my name, he says. Be honest, Tensing says, suggesting Dubois' license might be suspended. Tensing asked Dubois where he lives. Right around the corner, Dubois said. Well, go ahead and take your seatbelt off, Tensing says. Well, I didn't even do anything, Dubois says. Dubois leans forward in the passenger seat. Without a word, Tensing fires a single shot. Dubois slumps into the passenger seat. The car rolls a short distance, stopping at the corner. Tensing runs after the car. He looks inside where Dubois is dead. Then Tensing says, quote, I think I'm okay. He was dragging me. I thought I was going to get run over. Yeah. I'm going to, what am I going to say about that? There's nothing to say about that. Guilty, kill him. Well, if that wasn't enough, or you know, if it was too little,
yes,
too little, much too late,
yes.
Further today, of course, we've got even further cop news today that's just not good. It kind of makes you ask the question, you know, why do we have cops?
Yes.
Really, it really does. Of course, our next story on the old hit parade here is about a cop who stalked his ex-wife before killing her. New GPS info, yes, data, yes, yes, the number one, Nursey. Yeah. Yes, data, it's an anomaly. Yes. Well, yeah, it's not good. It's not a good situation at all.
Yes.
It's all going wrong, Gilbert.
Everything that could go wrong goes wrong. Yeah.
Yeah. Well, what is going wrong, you might ask? Well, it's that cop stalking his ex-wife. Yeah, Ashbury Park, New Jersey, of course. Police officer who killed his ex-wife on a city street with bystanders watching also stalked the woman while on duty, according to a law enforcement review of GPS data from his patrol car. Yes, while police termed the behavior stalking, it was unclear how far back the alleged conduct went or the lengths to which Neptune Township Sergeant Philip Seidel tracked Tamara Wilson Seidel, his wife of almost 25 years, and mother of their 9 children. Well, at the very least, the global positioning system data showed that Seidel traveled up and down the cul-de-sac in Neptune, New Jersey, where Wilson Seidel lived. Wow, his wife's name is Wilson? Well, Seidel killed his ex-wife June 16th, firing 12 shots from his .40 caliber Glock service revolver. It's not a revolver. It's I don't know. I'm really confused about something, Gilbert.
Yes.
The report here actually says he fired 12 shots from his .40 caliber Glock revolver. Okay, I'm just going to chalk that up to, that's what I'm going to do. I'm going to chalk that up to whoever did the news story thinks that every gun is an AK-47. Yep. That's what we're going to do. Well, the revelation casts an even sharper light on how Neptune Township Police Department handles Seidel, a 22-year veteran of the force, before the slaying. The department can easily access GPS records for officers' vehicles, according to the source, who learned that the alleged stalking from an officer with direct knowledge of the Seidel homicide investigation. Documents released in the Ashbury Park Press after the killing already had revealed, of course, that police had generated 21 reports, some involving domestic violence involving Seidels. Charles Webster, spokesman for the Monmouth County Prosecutor's Office, declined to discuss the allegation of Seidel stalking his ex-wife. Quote, "It's not prudent to discuss an investigation in progress," Webster said. Seidel was suspended in July 2014 following complaints that he and his estranged wife brought to the department, according to an affidavit from the officer contained Seidel's divorce file, which a New Jersey Superior Court, of course, released last week. Whether Seidel ever turned his weapon and badge in as routine in such suspensions has not been disclosed. Neptune Township recently denied an Open Public Records Act request from the Ashbury Park Press for documents addressing whether Seidel had his firearm seized or not.
You know why, Chris? Because you're such a control freak, you don't want anyone to tell you what to do.
That has what to do with the gun? Well, likewise, authorities have not revealed whether Seidel was compelled to turn his firearm after an earlier suspension in 2012. That suspension led to Seidel being declared unfit for duty, according to the affidavit from Seidel in the couple's divorce file. While the Monmouth County Prosecutor's Office declined to say whether Seidel ever was stripped of his weapon, spokesman Webster said being declared unfit for duty means an officer already would have been stripped of his badge and weapon. Seidel's July 2014 suspension stemmed from a March 28, 2014 incident in which his then-estranged wife told police that Seidel violated a court order by coming to their home to pick up his children and harassed her with phone calls. He was given a 30-day suspension, which the New Jersey Civil Service Commission considers serious discipline. Well, that discipline was meted out over 6 months, 1 week off each month. The punishment ended in January. In the 2012 suspension, Seidel suggested that stress caused him his estranged wife calls to his superiors, not his own actions, which led to the suspension, according to his affidavit. This suspension came as a result of plaintiff Wilson Seidel calling police to involve them in our custody dispute. Wow, yeah, his wife's name is Wilson. I can't believe that. Yeah, causing me tremendous amounts of stress, he said. Seidel wrote, "This impacted my job performance, and ultimately I was suspended." Well, Seidel had moved out of the couple's home in 2012 and moved in with his, nice, cushy, sweet, big-titted girlfriend in Triton Falls, New Jersey. On February 7th, 2012, Seidel told his wife he needed to stop by and pick up a breathalyzer recertification card left there, apparently raising the ire of his estranged wife. In the divorce complaint filed 2 years ago, Wilson Seidel said Seidel kicked her when she was pregnant with one of their 9 children, put a gun to her head, and at one point attacked and abused her throughout their marriage by sticking his gun in her naughty bits. That's, I don't know why. Oddly, I'm getting an erection. I don't know how that works, but okay. Go with it. Just go with it. Well, the Seidel claimed that she blocked his vehicle with her Honda Pilot. He asked her to move the car, which she did, and then he called his supervisor to report the incident, he said in an affidavit. I was later told by 2 sergeants that Tamara told them I went at her. Well, okay, if the wife's name is Tamara.
Yes.
Who the Christ is Wilson? No, you know what? I think I know what it is.
Yes.
I think he's suffering that castaway syndrome there with Tom Hanks.
Yes.
I think he's got a little friend who's a ball, and he calls it Wilson. Well, he says, I went at her in a menacing manner and that she feared for her safety. She also accused me of abusing her and putting a gun to her head by pulling the trigger in the past. She told them that several police officers had knowledge of what occurred and had done nothing. I was suspended pending an investigation that would be on leave for 4 months. During that time, I was sent to a police psychologist and declared unfit for duty. Not because I was violent, but because the divorce and Tamara's behavior had taken such a toll on me and Wilson. I couldn't stay focused at work.
Yes.
Well, Seidel saw another psychologist who required him to agree to a court-ordered visitation guidelines before he was allowed to return to work. The stalking allegation will be addressed in the prosecutor's office review of the homicide and events surrounding it, Webster said. All of the details will come out in due time, he said. Don't worry if you can't make sense of this little fable right now. We will reveal who Wilson is. Okay, well, there it is. I guess, thanks.
Yes.
I guess. We're going to go for a second commercial break, and hopefully Kissy doesn't cut off the whole damn show feed again. I was doing great. We had so many listeners in there, and all of a sudden, just nothing. Everybody's freaking out. They're like, where'd the show go? I can't hear. I can't hear. I don't know why they worry. It's the same shit every day. Well, we're going to go for that second commercial break. Don't worry. When we come back, we're going to tell you all about Representative Democrat, of course, Fattah, charged with conspiracy. Yes, Fattah. Maybe we. Well, yeah. I don't know. Don't ask me. I don't know what the hell I'm doing. Back in 2.
We're New York's best talk radio, HTLA Radio 1.
Good morning. Welcome to Tim Hortons Cafe and Bake Shop, where fresh always tastes better. What can I make you this morning?
How about our new flatbread breakfast paninis? Made fresh, just for you, with your favorite breakfast ingredients on maple or multigrain flatbread, then grilled to hot, melted perfection. Just $2.99. Who couldn't warm up to that?
Tim Hortons Cafe and Bake Shop, where quality really does meet value.
When we arrived at our hotel in New York, the porter was so incredibly careless with our bags. And the room they gave us, it was beautiful. A broom closet. But the worst part was the shower. My wife drying herself with the
Egyptian cotton towels.
Shower curtain defined that whole vacation for her. Don't just visit New York.
Visit TripAdvisor New York.
With millions of reviews, a visit to TripAdvisor makes any destination better.
Let's do a brand new day. Let's step away from the bland and let the color fly. Let's get to the one store with more number one choices and match this or this without using too much of this. Then, let's crack open a can and get to it. Paint? No. Let's do POW. Let's do this. More saving, more doing. That's the power of the Home Depot. Glidden Duo starts at a new lower price of $25.46 a gallon.
Glasses. White Rum has a new captain. Introducing the all-new Captain Morgan White Rum. 5 times distilled for a smoother taste.
You've got it locked to HTLA Radio 1, New York.
Take me to your heart. Show me where to start. Let me play the part of your first love.
There you go.
All the stars are right. Let us make a wish tonight, my love.
Thank you. Thank you very much, baby.
Yeah.
Okay, I'm not...
Hey, Joe, hey.
Oh, yes. I do love your Cary Grant, of course, doing the Jewish priest canting.
Yes.
Yeah. But, no, not so much. Not anywhere near as much as I love your Scent of the Woman. That's...
So, and here's Hervey Villagers in Scent of a Woman. Your name is Daphne.
That's me, the perfume.
And I hear the southern accent. Did you just salute to me, even though I'm blind?
Oh, man. That is just too...
The music is fantastic.
Oh, yeah?
Oh, you got to hear it.
I know. Well, we're working on things, Louie. It'll be all okay. It's just Kissy. She's new.
Yes.
You know, she didn't mean to shut the entire effing thing down. Well, and of course, if you aren't, we're out on 50 million bloody platforms.
Yes.
If you're listening to us from anywhere in the world, you should whip on over to Spreaker.com, of course.
Yes.
That's where the superstars of Spreaker are hanging out today. That's right. Go to Spreaker.com, throw in HTLA Radio 1 New York, and hit enter. You'll be sucked right into the vortex of shit. Right. Right down into the ground central here at Spreaker.com, HTLA's chat room with all the fine superstars of Spreaker. Yes, and Phil DeYoung, he managed to get the show back. He's here, and he's sharing it out with his folks. But, I guess the rest of them are just out of luck. I don't know. Damn, and it sucks because we had, like 2 new babes of HTLA.
Yes.
They had nice boobies and everything. Well, actually, one of the nice booby girls,
yes.
I do have to say, is actually, she's got her own little radio network thing down there in Nashville, and they do, well, I don't know, I've listened to their show once.
Yes.
And it sounded more like just this black guy talking, and she was just kind of there. I think just a hint to the station, get rid of the black dude and just stick with Leanne.
Yes.
She had stuff to say, and damn, I wanted to know. Welcome back to the show, of course. Your Coffee and Cigarettes Wednesday grind on HTLA at Radio 1, New York's best talk, of course. 5 to 6 is the time in the city. 91 degrees still in Central Park. It's hot. It's hot.
Oh, my God, he's becoming black. I like it. Do a little rap there, too.
That's right, baby. I'm black, baby. Oh, and apparently Stacy is a guy named Rick. Oh, no. He's saying that the black dude is Rick.
Yes.
Yeah. Okay. All right. I got it now. Whatever. I'll get her over here to HTLA. She'll do her own damn show, and no, you won't be in it, Gilbert.
Yes.
No, it'll just be Leanne and Louie. Apparently, Phil says she's on tomorrow, so adjust your knobs.
Yeah.
Or dial, or whatever the hell it is. I don't know. Phil, give us a damn link in there. Jesus. Oh, I like that. Oh, she's just on tomorrow, like everybody on the planet knows who the hell and where the hell she is. Oh, no. Well, that's okay. At least we know we've got Phil in the house today, and everybody else is dead. And
yes.
So.
Which woman are you married to or living with now?
Well, I'm trying to get with Stacy, but thanks to Kissy's connectivity issue there, she's just lost in the data. Oh, yes, number one, we must run a scan. Where is she, data? Well, moving on today, Rep Fattah. I love my Rep Fattah, motherfucker.
Yeah.
Oh, my God, he's becoming black. I like it.
Yeah, I know. That's paying all those little boys to say they're black, right?
Sex is only the tip of the iceberg.
I know, but I know you, Louis. You're Irish, too.
That was a mistake on my part.
Well, we all make them. It's okay, even Gilbert.
Yeah.
And, well, let's make some more mistakes while I try to read you this next story. Yes. Well, in Washington today, federal prosecutors announced criminal charges against Rep. Chaka Fattah. That's too damn close to Chaka Khan. Chaka Khan. Come and get it, Chaka Khan. Yes, Rep. Chaka Fattah. Chaka Fattah, apparently a Democrat from, well, of course, Pennsylvania, alleging that the 11-term Pennsylvania congressman conspired with others to hide a $1 million loan from a wealthy donor to his unsuccessful 2007 campaign for mayor of Philadelphia. Who the Christ would pay anybody $1 million to be mayor of Philadelphia? Who would do that? You know?
Power tends to corrupt.
Yeah.
Absolute power corrupts absolutely.
Yeah, but power over a little turd pile somewhere in the Northeast, who cares? Well, apparently somebody did.
Yes.
Well, Fattah told reporters today that he has not been involved in any wrongdoing, but that he has not yet seen an indictment. There's a lot for us to digest, he said, noting that the investigation has been going on for many, many years. Well, the 29-count indictment, of course. No wonder it has taken all these years to put together. He's like a mobster. 29-count indictment alleges that Fattah arranged to have a nonprofit organization that he founded and controlled pay back the loan using federal grant money and charitable donations. What a brilliant maneuver. You see what he did there? So he doesn't actually have to pay it back.
Yes.
That's what I'm talking about. Well, in addition, the indictment alleges that Fattah agreed to help a campaign consultant pursue federal grant money to offset Fattah's $130,000 debt to the consultant. Oh, yeah, I don't have to pay you, motherfucker. I'll set you up with more grant money. Well, prosecutors also allege that Fattah used campaign funds to pay off his son's student loan. Yes, as charged in the indictment, Congressman Fattah and his associates embarked on a wide-ranging conspiracy involving bribery, concealment of unlawful campaign contributions, and theft of charitable and federal funds to advance their own personal interests, says Attorney General Leslie Caldwell. By using campaign funds, misappropriating government funds, accepting bribes, and committing bank fraud, as alleged in the indictment, Congressman Fattah and his co-conspirators have betrayed the public trust and undermined faith in government, says U.S. Attorney Zane David Memiger of the Eastern District of Pennsylvania. Fattah denied the charges. As I've previously stated, I've never participated in any illegal activity or misappropriation of taxpayer dollars as an elected official. Yes, and he said this in a statement released by his office. For the last 21 years, I have represented the people of Philadelphia in Congress with honor and dignity, helping millions of families through efforts focused on education, employment, mortgage relief, and health care. I will proudly continue to serve my constituents and look forward to helping millions of more with more money from the government. Well, last fall, Fattah's political advisor, Thomas Linfield, pleaded guilty to using his consulting firm to hide another $1 million loan. Fattah said he would recuse himself of his leadership position on the House Appropriations Committee, where he serves as the senior Democrat on a subcommittee overseeing the Justice Department's budget. I know lots about justice. Well, he also serves as chairman of the Congressional Black Caucus Foundation, and Rep. Jim Clyburn, Democrat of South Carolina, told MSNBC he suspected Fattah would also step down from that position while the charges are pending. I hope things come out well for him, Clyburn said, but I'm not too hopeful. Well, the charges in the indictment against Congressman Fattah are deeply saddening, said House Minority Leader Nancy Pelosi. What's a white girl doing heading up the Minority Leader? Well, oh, okay, different minorita.
Yes.
Okay, all right. Congressman Fattah has been a tireless and effective advocate for America's hardworking families across more than 20 years of distinguished service in the House, Nancy Pelosi said. Right, so she's in it, too, for a couple of mil. Well, exactly 1 year ago, Fattah's son was indicted on charges of falsifying documents from companies he owned to qualify for bank loans. Hey! Well, the case is still working its way through the courts. The son has argued the case against him is just part of a long-running attempt by prosecutors to take down his corrupt, stealing father. Yeah. Well, you know, when you know, like father like son.
Yes.
You know, I mean, if you know, big black daddy's got all the answers, well, the son's going to do it too. You know. Well, we got to do it now, and I've been dreading it, and I was hoping we could use the disconnection from the rest of the planet, the radio show. As an excuse not to do it. But, of course, today we do still have to fulfill our NAACP obligation. And we also have to have some retard telling you the weather from 2 years ago. So, I guess without further ado, let's take you to Chopper 1. Brock Favors in HTLA Chopper 1 today with the traffic update. Brock, take her away, baby.
Hello, everybody out there. This is Brock Favors with Traffic on the Ones. Chad Armstrong is out sick today, so I am filling in for my usual land reports, and I'm up here at the chopper, but I got to tell you guys, I am loving the view. Oh, my God! Oh! No, stop! Oh! Whew! All right. Well, we are over the 10, and it's massively clogged down there like a pint of maple syrup on a cool November morning. And we do, oh, goddamn, we're gonna die in this mother. Oh my God! Woo! Yeah. Okay, I am very sorry, folks. It's a little bit of a bumpy ride up here. We are now approaching the 405, where the left lane is blocked by a mattress. So somebody is going to be doing a little return to IKEA later today. You know what I'm saying? Oh, no, please! Oh, goddamn! Oh, get me out this motherfucking death machine right now! Oh, no, black people ain't meant to be in the sky! We ain't meant to be in the sky, man! Oh, mama, help me, mother. Oh, mama! But a 405 is fucked up right now. Ain't nobody going down this. I'm sorry. I'm very sorry, folks. I'm very sorry about but I'm losing my up here.
Actually, you have every right to. We're about to crash.
Oh, help me!
As always, HTLA would like to offer its condolences to the Favors family. That's right. And now, just to get the hell out of the way before I even realize what it is I'm doing. Of Of course, we go to now Frankie McDonald, HTLA meteorologist extraordinaire with the Wednesday Grinder weather. Frankie, take it away.
This is Frankie McDonald, my own TV station, live in Sydney, Nova Scotia. Major storm is heading for South Dakota on Friday, October the 4th, 2013. It's going to bring up to 30-plus millimeters of rain. The rain will fall sideways. The winds are going to be very strong in South Dakota. It's going to be a high winds and heavy rain in South Dakota. It's going to bring colder temperatures as well because the low pressure is going to intensify. Then it's going to turn into a major storm in South Dakota. It's going to bring a lot of rain, a lot of wind.
Oh, yeah?
Because of the warm and humid air, it's going to meet with the cold air coming from the north. That's going to cause a lot of rain. People in South Dakota, be prepared. Have your rubber boots ready, have your raincoats ready, have your rain suits ready, because a lot of rain, a lot of winds headed for South Dakota.
Yeah.
Order your pizzas and order your Chinese food.
Yeah. Pizza.
It's going to be a stormy conditions in South Dakota. It will affect parts of Nebraska and Minnesota as well.
Nobody lives in Nebraska.
Don't open up your umbrella or your umbrella will get broken. It's going to be a heavy downpours, very strong winds. And winds will be howling in South Dakota on Friday, October the 4th, 2013. It's going to be very stormy conditions in South Dakota. When you drive your car, avoid the puddles and don't drive your car to the puddles just in case the car can get stalled.
Oh, yeah.
Especially very deep puddles.
Puddles.
Yeah. When you go for a walk, wear your raincoats and wear your rain gear and rubber boots and put up your hood on your head to keep your head dry. Don't open up your umbrella or your umbrella can get broken because it will be way too windy in South Dakota on Friday, October 4th, 2013.
Yeah.
Winds will be very strong and howling winds in South Dakota.
Got it.
They will also affect parts of Nebraska and parts of Minnesota as well.
Yeah.
If it's cold enough, it may bring some little bit of wet snow in South Dakota as well.
Wow.
But the snow will melt on the ground. Best luck, people in South Dakota. Be prepared for a powerful storm. Have your iPads charged. Have your iPods charged. Have your iPhones charged. Have your cell phones and tablets charged.
Yeah.
Buy bottled water. Buy cases of Pepsi and Coke.
Yeah, Coke and Pepsi. And, yeah.
Have your crank
Are
up
you
rail
dumb?
ready.
Come on.
Have your 3G and 4G internet ready. Have your flashlights ready. Have your extra batteries ready just in case the power goes out during the storm in South Dakota on Friday.
Right.
Best luck to you. People in South Dakota, be prepared for a powerful storm. Take care.
Right. Don't
stay safe.
Right.
Don't get caught in the storm. Be safe.
Oh, shit. Just die. You know, what is it with every news and media company I've ever worked with?
Yes.
You know, well, we're going to go for our 2.5 minute or 3 minute chopper traffic update.
Yes.
You know? Okay, well, we're going to go to Frankie McDonald and give you the 3 minute weather.
Yes.
Yeah. What the Christ was that? He repeated himself like 6 times, went for 6.5 minutes. What the hell is going on? What the hell is going on?
He needs love, Chris. Come on.
I know.
You got to dispense more love from yourself. All these people are hurting here.
Look, the only ones that I understand every day are hurting about this, Louis, is the listeners. Okay? And, even Phil says in the HTLA chat room that he's saying that Stacy should be the weather girl. So, see, I'm not touched or retarded. That's the consensus. That's yeah.
How many different families do you have?
He's talking to you, Gilbert. Yeah, he's not talking to me. Not talking to me at all.
I think it should be short and sweet.
Well, good. So let's, call that the weather segment for the day and move the hell on. Yeah, let's do that. Well, moving on today, our next story comes to us, I guess I would have to say it comes to us from Donald Trump. Yes. Yes, we're doing a little fact-checking today. Trump's take on the Wisconsin budget. Does the Wisconsin budget matter to anybody? Just checking.
Power tends to corrupt.
Right.
Absolute power corrupts absolutely.
This we know.
Yes.
Yes, we do. Yes, we do. Well, he doesn't have it yet, at least not on the governmental level, but he certainly has it on a personal level. And he says that Wisconsin has a $2.2 billion budget deficit that it doesn't have. Actually, the state finished its most recent 2-year budget cycle with a small surplus, and the new cycle began July 1st, is covered by a bill providing for another balanced budget with which Governor Scott Walker himself signed into law. It's true that state officials had earlier projected the revenues would fall about $2.2 billion short of what agencies were requesting for the new cycle. But agencies don't always get what they want, he says. The current budget cuts $250 million from the University of Wisconsin system, for example. Trump, a Republican presidential contender, called into CNN's State of the Union on July 26th and had this to say about Wisconsin and Walker, who is also seeking the GOP nomination. He says they have budget deficits. He was going to have a lot of big surplus. Well, they got a $2.2 billion deficit. Actually, they don't. Wisconsin, by state law, is required to have a balanced budget. That means that it's prohibited from running a deficit, which happens when a government spends more money than it has. Trump is referring to a previously projected budget shortfall, that is, how much state agencies request in spending minus what the state is projected to make in revenue. Well, in November, Wisconsin's Department of Administration, based on revenue projections and state agency budget requests for fiscal years 2016 and 17, said that the state faced a shortfall of $2.2 billion for that 2-year cycle. Well, that was after the Legislative Fiscal Bureau projected in January 2014 that the state's general fund would have about a $1 billion surplus for the biennium that ended June 30th. Much of that projected surplus was used to provide additional property and income tax cuts for families and businesses, leaving the state with a surplus of $254,000 when fiscal 2015 ended last month, according to Bureau documents. But to Trump's claim, the important thing to know is that the agency's spending requests aren't automatically granted, as the administration noted in its November projections. The Department of Administration on November 14th, for the coming biennium, agency budget requests have exceeded expected revenues by $1.1 million in fiscal year 2015 and 16, and by $1.18 million in fiscal year 2016-17, for a total of $2.2 million over the biennium. Well, that's not billion. While this represents the traditional method for such calculations, such figures are derived under the assumption that all agency budget requests will be funded in their entireties, and this is a flawed assumption, he says. The state legislature ended up passing a balanced 2-year budget that Walker signed into law on July 12th, more than 2 weeks before Trump claimed that the state had a deficit. So there you go. This is, I guess I do understand this, but I don't understand this. And this is the thing, this is why Trump is, he's really the wild card that nobody wants to talk about. Yeah. Because, of course, he's not an idiot, right? He understands, money? And he's not handcuffed to any Republican or Democrat, party line deal.
Yes.
He's pretty much free to call it like he sees it, and it looks like he's calling it like he sees it. It's kind of funny though when you think about it.
Yes.
What would happen if this man got into power? What would the picture look like? You got to ask yourself.
Yes.
What that picture might look like, and I've thought about it pretty, I would have to say, at least daily in the last couple of weeks, of course.
Yes.
Because, wow, you got somebody that pretty much is hands-free, no hands tied to any party line per se.
Yes.
He could, he could actually do what he's promising to do for, I think, the first time in U.S. political history. Yeah. Well, no, I really do, because, of course, you've got a situation where, he's got the wherewithal, he's got the ability, for sure. It's not, let's try out this skinny black guy over here. And yes, it's true, we did make Oprah cry.
Yes.
And that's actually really hard to do. She does kind of fancy herself an actress.
Yes.
Which I think is laughable. But, I heard from the director of The Color Purple, of course.
Yes.
He was talking about working with her on set and all the scenes where she was crying.
Yes.
He said he had to beat her like a redheaded stepchild to get her to cry like that. And, yeah. So nothing to say to that, Louis. You just, we're talking about directing Oprah Winfrey now in The Color Purple. What are you, sleeping?
I nearly got kicked out of a theater. I can't remember what I saw about 2 weeks ago because I was booing and screaming.
Okay, so you've completely lost your shit. Okay. Well, moving on today, we're going to tell you about a New York man who was charged with attempting to aid ISIS. Yes, a 47-year-old man, a New York man, made his initial appearance today in federal court where he is charged with attempting to join the Islamic State terror organization, federal prosecutors said, excuse me, during two previous trips to the Syrian region in 2012 and 2014, prosecutors allege that Christopher John Taylor of HTLA Radio 1... Oh, no, I mispronounced that.
Yes.
Arafat al-Nagi. Yes, of Lackawanna had amassed an array of military equipment from an armored vest and combat boots to night vision goggles in preparation, of course, to join the terrorist group. Nagi's first trip to the region was apparently cut short by gallbladder illness. Oh, yes, that strikes down terrorists all over the world. It's terrible. For just 30 cents a day, you could help the terrorists stay healthy.
Yes.
Yeah, so the gallbladder illness. Last year's travel lasted 2 months, according to court documents. Following his return, a search of the suspect's electronic communications allegedly revealed a stream of tweets, texts, and other posts that promote ISIS activities. In a series of more recent communications, Nagi on May 15th posted a photo of a beheading by ISIL fighters, along with a caption, quote, "Today this filth has been killed." And 3 days later, he also tweeted a photo of 3 severed heads and Arabic text stating, quote, "God is greatest." Well, the 3 heads, those who dug their graves by their own hands, if convicted, Nagy faces maximum punishment of 15 years in prison and a $250,000 fine. Our continuing fight against international terrorism today returns to Western New York, U.S. Attorney William Hochul said, in apparent reference to terror arrests in the immediate aftermath of the 9/11 attacks. Nagy pledged allegiance to the Islamic State and the leader of his terrorist organization. After burying military combat gear, he traveled twice to Turkey in an effort to help the group. Hochul said that the arrest and criminal charges ensure that Nagy is no longer capable of achieving his goal of joining the most despicable group of our time. Oh, thank God he's forgotten about the KKK. Yeah. Well, federal authorities credited community members with assisting investigators, saying that one unidentified local who has been previously convicted of terror offenses first alerted the FBI on August 28th to Nagy's alleged extremist rhetoric. The Joint Terrorism Task Force in Buffalo relies on community engagement to deter recruitment and spread the radicalization messages, says FBI Special Agent in Charge Brian Bodig. We continue to call upon people to contact law enforcement if they know of someone who's been influenced by ISIS rhetoric on social media, powerful propaganda that calls for followers to commit quick and unpredictable violent acts. And if you know of any communists, you can turn them in too. Yeah. Well, moving on today, we do have more. Don't don't touch that frickin' dial.
Yes.
Yes, we got a man shot by a cop. Yes, more cop stuff going on. Wow. Today is definitely not the day to be a cop.
Yeah.
Yes, a man shot by a cop in a video. And, of course, the man in question is a black man. And, of course, the cop is a white cop.
Yes.
Yes. But it's the same damn thing. It's the same story, Kissy, that you gave us at the top of the show. Yeah, Samuel Dubois' final words. I didn't even do nothing, motherfucker. Well, he didn't do nothing. But hey, Gilbert, do you do you remember what was it, about 2 weeks ago on Coffee and Cigarettes here?
Yes.
We had the Florida gun shop owner that was making his gun shop, terrorist free.
Yes.
Remember him? Yeah. Well, there's new news on that story today as well, as a group is suing the Florida gun shop that declared Muslim-free zone.
Yeah.
Yeah, this is good. The Florida chapter of the Council on American Islamic Relations filed a federal lawsuit on Tuesday against a gun shop whose owner declared it a Muslim-free zone earlier this month. Now, apparently the terrorists don't like their weapons getting taken away. Well, Andy Hallinan drew, of course, national media attention 2 weeks ago when he announced that he would not arm and train those who wish to do harm to my fellow patriots at his Florida gun supply in Inverness, Florida. He made the declaration that he had a moral and legal responsibility to take action days after Muslim American went on a shooting rampage at 2 Chattanooga, Tennessee military facilities by a gunman that left 4 Marines and 1 Navy sailor dead. In the lawsuit, Sear FL, asked the court to grant an injunction against the gun shop, prohibiting it from discriminating against Muslims or insulting any policies or practices that discriminate or segregate people on the basis of religion. Officials at CAIR Florida criticized Hallinan after he made the declaration for discriminating against the entire religion for the act of one person. No, it's the act of tens of thousands of you. Well, Hallinan subsequently agreed to meet and train Hassan Shibli, CAIR's Florida's executive director. But Hallinan later rescinded the invitation to Shibli after receiving a flood of emails and calls from people that he said warned him that CAIR had been put on the United Arab Emirates terror list. Well, Shibli is not named as a plaintiff in the lawsuit, and he stressed that the lawsuit is about countering what he said was an illegal policy by the store to discriminate against Muslims. Thanks, homosexual cake freaks. Well, the group says in its complaint, which was filed with the U.S. District Court in Fort Lauderdale, that it represents Muslims who have the right to purchase guns, browse guns, take classes on gun safety, and shoot guns at the range and kill infidels all over America. And they should not be discriminated against. That's right. Unfortunately, he caved into a lot of the anti-Muslim pressure and anti-Muslim base that he's pandering to. Shibli told USA Today, the man's issue is that we don't want segregation to rear its ugly head in Florida. When he refused to reconsider his position, when he refused to reconsider to be educated, refused to engage his community, refused to respect American law, We had no choice but to bring forward this lawsuit. Well, Hallinan said in a brief telephone interview with us that he had not been served with the lawsuit and called the litigation bullshit. Well, his attorney, Robert Muse of the American Freedom Law Center, called the lawsuit bogus and that Muslims are not being discriminated against. He said Hallinan told Shibley that he would not meet with him because of his concerns about the group CAIR and not because of his religion. Find in that complaint one allegation of any Muslim who is discriminated against because of his religious beliefs, said Muse, whose firm identifies itself as a Judeo-Christian public interest law firm. You can't find any because the facts don't exist. If there is anyone that is being turned away, they're being turned away for a public safety, Muse added. This is bogus, frivolous, and it will play itself out here over the coming weeks and months. Muse noted that CAIR was implicated as an unindicted co-conspirator in a 2007 case against the Chicago area-based Holy Land Foundation, which was found guilty of aiding Hamas. Terrorist ties? Bye-bye! Well, on Tuesday, Muse and Hallinan was advised by federal agents to shut down his shop. They told Hallinan they were concerned about the intentions of a Muslim covert who had traveled from California to attend a class at Florida Gun Supply scheduled for that day, Muse said. Christopher Martin, who is a Navy veteran, told WFTS-TV that ATF agents approached him at his left his hotel to head to the gun store and informed Hallinan he shut the store. Martin stopped by CAIR's Tampa office to tell the group about his plan, and officials with the organization informed him of his rights, Shibley said. It is now unclear how agents learned that Martin was coming. Somebody is trying to limit or prevent or restrict constitutional rights that I feel I fought for. I fought for those rights, Martin said. Yeah, well, he did.
Yes.
Yeah, and I don't see any of these sand spiders out there fighting for the... down with the sand spiders, I say. That's right. We're not going to do that, you evil man. Well, and in other old news that's coming back up as a new news.
Yes.
Yes. Well, the missing Malaysia plane, been missing for over a year now.
Yes.
Well, aircraft debris found off the coast of Reunion Island in the Indian Ocean appears to belong to the same type of plane as that Malaysian Airlines Flight 370, which vanished more than a year ago. A U.S. official told the Associated Press today French aviation experts will examine the aircraft wingtip, and possibly a flap and other debris found, to determine whether it came from the Boeing 777-200, which disappeared after taking off from Kuala Lumpur, Malaysia, on March 8, 2014, bound for Beijing with 239 people on board. No trace of the plane has been found to date, despite months of aerial and sea searches over tens of thousands of square miles of ocean in the southern Indian Ocean. Investigators have a high degree of confidence that a photo of aircraft debris is of a wing component unique to the Boeing 777, said the official, who was not identified. The official says investigators, including Boeing air safety investigators, have identified the component as a flaperon from the trailing edge of a 777 wing. The wing section is about 9 feet long and has an identification number that will show what type of aircraft it is, the local newspaper reported, quoting the transport authority in charge of the investigation. Adjutant Christian Routernat, a member of the French Air Force in Reunion, confirmed the discovery of the debris. It's way too soon to say whether or not it is indeed MH370. We just found the debris this morning in the coast of Saint Andre, Runat said today. The president, the president, he was down there, fucking.
Yes.
The presence of numerous shells on the wingtip indicates that it has been in the water for a long period. Dozens of countries initially searched for the aircraft, but the effort gradually narrowed to a search led by Australia in partnership with Malaysia and China. Air traffic controllers lost contact with the plane less than a half hour after it took off. The plane's automated maintenance equipment and its transponder, which transmits its location, each shut down by 1:21 in the morning, suggesting either a mechanical problem or somebody intentionally turning them off. Radar tracking suggested the plane turned west of its scheduled northeastern path to the western side of the Malaysian peninsula. But radar, which only reaches a couple of hundred miles offshore, lost track of the plane. An Insermat satellite hovering over the Indian Ocean hourly pings that investigators believe were of the plane's automated maintenance system, like a cell phone looking for a tower. The last ping came at 8:11 in the morning. Based on estimates from the satellite, the amount of fuel the plane burned, the search is focused on a remote area of ocean. Oh, it's just the size of Pennsylvania. The Australian Transport Safety Bureau said today that about half of the area has been searched during the last year without any signs of the plane. The ships are dragging sonar equipment through the water to scan the ocean floor. Shipping containers and other debris, including remains of a wooden ship, have been spotted, but not the airliner, according to the report. Well, it's good. Maybe they'll find some more buried treasure. And just like that black Democrat, well, we spent the money on the search, but we found black treasure. Yeah, so there that is. Man, how do you come back from that one?
Yes.
Well, finally today we've got a story for you that's an uplifting, heartfelt story, and yes, there's no black man in sight. Not in this one. No, and if there's a place in the United States that could use more uplifting something, it's definitely Detroit. Yeah, so this afternoon we proudly present a happy little story out of Detroit. Yeah. Yes, in Detroit today, a dog that survived a crossbow arrow to her head during an attempted euthanization has been sent to her new temporary home. The Devoted Barn, which is an animal rescue and rehabilitation facility in Newport, picked up Gemma last Friday, nearly 4 months after she came to Lapeer County Animal Control, says Amy Orn, Lapeer County's chief animal control officer. Orn said today that the nonprofit is better equipped to evaluate Gemma, who was found with a crossbow arrow sticking out of the top of her head 2 days after she was shot by her owner, Christopher Scott, in March. Orn said the Monroe County group has certified trainers who will work with Gemma. She will have time to decompress. After her time in a shelter for a couple of months, she can decompress before her true personality comes out, which is better for a full evaluation, Orn said. Orn said that neither she nor the animal control staff noticed any aggressive behavior in Gemma. Orn has always hoped that Gemma, an approximately 2-year-old Mastiff Labrador mix, would find a suitable home. She said the Devoted Barn can do more with home visits than the shelter in Lapeer County, which has limited resources. Orn said animal control turned over ownership of Gemma to the nonprofit group. It's the best thing for her, Orn said, adding that she has heard that Gemma is doing well, but was not sure if she had interacted yet with other dogs. A video of Gemma on Devoted Barn's Twitter account on Saturday shows her barking and playing with the staffer's daughter. Photos of the group's Facebook page show what appears to be a happy Gemma, her pink tongue sticking out of her mouth. Well, good thing it isn't up some pig's ass.
Yes.
Well, she was given a second chance, and we're going to make sure she gets a life of the princess she deserves. She's a happy girl, according to the Facebook post today. Gemma's former owner, Christopher Scott, 28, of Goodland Township, has been charged with felony animal cruelty. He said he tried to euthanize Gemma after he believed the 65-pound dog fatally mauled his 14-year-old pug named Bambi. Yeah, he's not gay. Yes, Bambi. He buried the pug and dug a hole in which to bury Gemma, according to testimony during the preliminary examination in Lapeer County District Court. Last week, he was bound over to Lapeer County Circuit Court for trial. Pre-trial hearing is set for August 10th, but the visiting district judge encouraged both attorneys to resolve the case before that date. Scott's attorney said Scott had just cause to destroy Gemma after she killed the pug, especially with young children living in the home. Scott allegedly took Gemma in a van, let her go in a field, and shot her with a crossbow arrow, according to testimony. The dog ran about 20 yards and laid down. Scott thought Gemma was dead and went to get a tarp for her body. When he returned, she was gone. He did not try to locate her, assuming she would die, according to the testimony. Gemma was found 2 days later, the arrow still in her head in Lapeer County. If convicted of the charge, Scott could be sentenced to 4 years in jail. Oh, yeah, no, that's uplifting Detroit news.
Yes.
There you go. Well, listen, gang, that is it for today. Oh, yeah, there it is. I want to thank the one, the only Louis Lawless, if he is indeed still awake. Are you awake?
I lived in Greenwich Village for a while when I first started out as an actor.
Yeah, okay, he's awake. All right. Thank you for being here, Louis. Love having you every single day. We'll be sure to see you tomorrow.
That was a mistake on my part.
Okay, we won't see you tomorrow. Yeah. All right. Gilbert, shoot out those social medias one more time, will you?
Don't forget to follow us on our Facebook page.
Right.
On Twitter and on Instagram.
Excellent. That was top shelf. Well, there you go. And, yeah, if you can't figure out where to find us on those social media places by searching HTLA Radio 1, then you're not smart enough to listen. There you go. I want to thank all the folks in the Spreaker.com live chat room today who had their feed lost by some black girl. See, this is why you can't do the NAACP thing.
Yes.
You can't. They keep screwing up, and next thing you know, shit's just not working. And, you know, they're gone. They've got their paycheck. They're out drunk or high, or, you know. Also want to thank the one, the only Paul Robinson for being around kicking on the show today, of course.
Yes.
He's been a big supporter of the show since I started tagging his ass on Facebook every day. Yeah. That's the beauty about, the creative marketing. That's what I'll call it. Yeah. Well, listen, thanks everybody for listening. I hope you have a great rest of your Wednesday. Don't forget to catch us tomorrow, 5 p.m. Eastern, for your Thursday show. Yes, the double is coming up, Thursday, 5 p.m. Eastern on HTLA. All next week, all new shows, all kinds of great stuff coming. We got the new fall schedule, I guess it is. Yeah, we're going to... The fall, yeah, something like that. But anyway, have yourselves a great night, and we will catch you tomorrow, gang.
Best Talk Radio, HTLA Radio 1.